All right, so we see if I can get this going for us today. Cool day. We are talking about what qualifies a driver for our monthly bonuses. So today's Q&A, this is February 11th. Welcome to our Tuesday edition of our question and answers. If you have any questions, throw that in the chat. Let's answer those for you as soon as possible so that you can actually have those answered for you. Let's make sure I have that down. Cool. So as always, like I said, if you have any questions, put it in the chat. Between Anna and I, will take care of you and in answering all of those. Of course, if you want to talk to one of the recruiters, you can get a hold of any of us at 888-668-0698. You can also apply online at drivedecker.com. So that's for all of you who are interested in coming aboard to Decker. For our current professional drivers, we're going to go through some of the details, the new details on our bonus program, and answer any questions for you. If you had any questions on last year, obviously we'll take care of that as well. Because I do know that some of you are wondering about the awards ceremony, which will be March 6th. I almost said the wrong date, but March 6th will be the awards ceremony. Not only awarding our Driver of the Year, Driver of the Month, Driver of the Year winners, and of course our Grand Champion, but also awarding some of our million-mile winners, our 2 million-mile winners, our 3 and 4 million-mile winners. So we have several to celebrate, and we look forward to that, again, March 6th. But in the meantime, let's figure out how you're going to qualify for this next year, for 2020. Hey, Anna. Anna is here, rip-roaring and ready to go. Cool. So, like I said, put your comments, put your questions in there. Let's get those answered. In the meantime, let's just dive into what qualifies you for the Driver of the Month and the Driver of the Year. So first and foremost, in order to qualify for Driver of the Month, you do need to know what our scorecard is. Now our scorecard is basically the building block of all of our bonus systems. And to qualify for the scorecard bonus, we'll go through all the different criteria for you as well. But once you qualify for the scorecard bonus, then you have the opportunity to qualify for Driver of the Month. From Driver of the Month, you have the opportunity to qualify for Driver of the Year. And of course, from our Driver of the Year applicants, our winners, you have the option or the opportunity to win the Grand Champion. Grand Champion wins $15,000, one lump sum, paid all at once, awarded to you during the ceremony, which in this case will be, for 2019, will be celebrated on March 6th in Fort Dodge. So let's talk about what would qualify you for our driver of, well, our scorecard. Let's start there. If I could get this to work for me, that would be awesome. Okay, so the scorecard. I'd like you to take a look at this. Let me know if you can see this on your screen. See if I can see this on my screen. Driver scorecard bonus. I think it's kind of hard to see here. All right, so this is our scorecard bonus, and you can see the different point systems that you can qualify for. 1,000 points, the 1,000 points, that is our maximum. That's what we want you to get. 1,000 points is going to get you that full 4 cents a mile. Now, we talked about getting an extra 5 cents a mile total. Yes, we've got the Smartdrive score, which is also, that's a new addition, I guess. That's our addition for 2020 for the bonus system, is the Smartdrive score. So, as we look at this, the point system is going to be, oh, you couldn't even see that. I didn't have it arranged for you. Let's try that again. All right, can't even see. There we go. Now you can see the scorecard. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay, so this is the breakdown, basically. For 1,000 points, the perfect score, you're going to get 4 cents more per mile. If you're between 950 to 999, you're going to get 3 cents more per mile. 900 to 949, extra 2 cents per mile for the miles you ran the previous month. And 825 to 899, 1 cent a mile per month, or for that month. Now, as you can see on the advertisement here, It says the 5 cents per mile for each month based off your scorecard and Smartdrive. So Smartdrive isn't going to be an additional penny per mile for any of those who have a Smartdrive score of 20 or less. Okay, so how do you get a scorecard of 20 or less? You guys familiar with what Smartdrive is to begin with? Because that's probably where we should start. So Smartdrive itself is a safety feature that's in all of our trucks. And our trucks, if you haven't seen all of them, the majority of our trucks, they're all automatics. They're really well equipped with APUs and refrigerators and bunk heaters and CB units and navigation and Sirius radio. And they're being installed, most of them have it, over 90%, with the Epic View satellite TV, which is company paid. The TV that goes along with it and the microwave. In addition to all of that, we have the Smartdrive system, which is a combination of the inward and outward facing event controllers, the lane departure, the following distance or distance control, and all of those safety features that are awarded in there. So that's what the Smartdrive system is. Now, when we originally started with the Smartdrive system, our score was obviously higher than we wanted, and we wanted to get that narrowed down because that's going to narrow down or improve our driving habits. So the more improved we are with the driving habits, the lower our score is. So if you were at 100 when you first started, which is understandable because it is something to get used to, following distance is really the #1 issue that most drivers have. So if you're following within a 3-second or less following distance, then that Smartdrive system is going to go up in points. You want fewer points. So if you are 3 or more for a following distance, you're good to go. So no worries, okay? 3.1 or more, then you're good to go and no worries. But the 20 points, that could be a variety of things, that the critical events that can occur and habits that can kind of kick on there. So that Smartdrive system, the lower, the better. As of last month, and I haven't checked with this month, but as of last month, we had over 285 drivers who were at a 0 score. So it's most definitely doable to be at below 20 points and take advantage of that penny per mile raise with the Smartdrive bonus. So that's the first thing. That's the first building block that we have. Let's make sure I'm not getting anything. Hey, Donald, hey, how are you? Driver of the universe. How goes it? How goes it? How goes it? Good, good, good. Donald says, when do your drivers drive if they're watching TV on the truck? Well, good question. The nice thing about our Epic View is that you can record. So it's onboard or in motion recording. So say you have a TV show or a game or a race that you want to see, you can just record it so that when you have scheduled your day out, you've planned your day out, you know when you're actually going to break, you can watch it at that point and not have to worry about missing anything. So you know what, you can be more efficient and you can still watch your shows. So no worries. All right, so that is the first question I got. Let me know if you have any more questions, you guys. Or comments, I'll take those too. So the Smartdrive system, 20 or below, that gets you an extra penny per mile. One of the criteria for the Smartdrive system is making sure that we have all of the cameras activated. So we have the inward and outward facing event controllers. You do have the option to have the inward one deactivated after 120 days of safe driving. However, if you have it deactivated, then you wouldn't qualify for the Smartdrive system. So besides just the 20 points or lower, that inward one has to be activated. Now again, it only goes activated, or it only turns on if there's a critical event. So if you are following too close, or if you if you've got an erratic lane change or anything like that, hard braking. Of course, if you're sideswiped or something like that, that could also create that critical event. So if you have any questions on what a critical event is, go ahead and put it in the chat. But I think you have a pretty good understanding of what it is. If you don't, let's clear it up. So for the most part, that's our Smartdrive system. Now, so that is going to be that penny per mile. Now let's break down this scorecard itself. Now scorecard, that's what we call it, is our scorecard bonus. Basically, a lot of companies are going to refer to it more as a safety bonus, but there's more in this bonus than just the preventable accidents. Now that is one of the criteria, but we also take into account your idle time, your fuel compliance, your claims, if you had any claims, or what your CSA violations were, if you had any CSA violations. Also your miles. So all of those things are calculated in. They're all different criteria and different point systems, and they're going to count towards your scorecard bonus. The higher your scorecard, the better. So where the Smartdrive system, we wanted the lower number. On your scorecard, we want the higher number. And the max is 1,000 points. So Anna put over there in the chat, I don't know if you can see that, but the different point systems, which again, I can show you right over here. Maybe. So there you go. So now you can see that point system one more time. Well, let's break that down just a little bit more and give you, if you can see this, there you go. So this is a little bit more of the criteria for our scorecard. Let's see if I can get this better on the screen for you. Okay, cool. So our fuel compliance, you can see here that our fuel compliance is a total of 50 points. So say you were only about, I don't know, 86% compliant. Well, then you're going to get 30 points of those 50 points instead of the full 50 points. Remember, the more, the better. If you're only 75 to 79% compliant, you're only going to get 10%. Or 10 points, excuse me, not 10%. But if you're below 75%, then you won't get any points for the fuel compliance. Fuel compliance is super important, and anybody who's ever been an owner-operator or lease purchase or understands the fuel game is going to know how important being compliant with your fuel as well as idle time can weigh on your weekly paycheck. Now, again, as a company driver, you know, what the cost is of the fuel isn't going to affect you as much because, yes, you get the bonuses, but you're not probably looking at that. That's why it's important as a company that we look at your fuel compliance and that we keep track of the best places to fuel and pass that information on to you so that you're getting the best fuel at the best price for us. Now, but obviously we're going to reward you for making sure that you're being compliant. As an owner-operator or a lease purchase individual, this is a different story, and I'll go through that a little bit with you as well because the point system is going to be a little bit different for you. You can still get up to 3 cents per mile, but your fuel compliance and your idle time, they are not going to go into account on any of your scorecard because honestly, you're going to need to have a good understanding and good control over that to begin with, because that's going to make or break it for you as a lease purchase or an owner-operator. I'm sure you already know that, and if you've talked to any of our owner-operators or lease purchase individuals out there, they'll flat out tell you, you know, if you can control or have a good grasp of your fuel costs, then you're going to do well. But if you can't control that or if you can't get a good hold on that, then you're just going to struggle. So that's super important, and that's why when you transition into the lease purchase, if you chose to transition into the lease purchase program here at Decker, we're going to look at your scorecard and we're going to determine if you have a good hold on that. And if you do, then we can give you that option. But if you don't have a good hold on the fuel compliance or the fuel efficiency or anything like that, or not fuel efficiency, but the idle time as well as the fuel compliance, we don't want you transitioning into the lease purchase just so you can struggle. That's not our goal. Our goal is to take care of you and to support you and make sure that we're helping you make the right decisions on that. So anyways, as a company driver, the fuel compliance as well as the idle time are definitely going into account. So let's take one more look at that. Maybe. There we go. So with the fuel compliance and then the idle time, you can see that the idle time is going to be 200 points. Now remember, we have APUs on all of our trucks, so we love to have all those amenities and they're fantastic, but make sure that you're using them properly. Just because you have an APU doesn't mean that you're not going to have some idle time. Because if you're not shutting off the truck when you arrive at a shippers or receivers right away, and you're running it just for even a few more minutes, that's going to affect your idle time. Well, you can see here if you're idling it for anything less than 5%, you're going to be good. You're going to get that full 200 points. But if you're idling it, 11% of the time, you're only going to get 50 points. And that can make a big difference on what your overall payout is. Because as just a reminder, the point breakdown, again, if you are 50 points or if you lose 50 points for the idle time, well, in this case, you'd actually be losing 150. Then you go down here and you're going to be getting 2 cents more per mile for the bonus instead of 4 cents. So that could make a big difference on what you're making, what your bonus is for the month. You see that? Okay, excellent. So that, again, that could make a big difference for you. All right, so now we also have the other criteria, which is going to be miles. Now, whether you're an owner-operator or you're a lease purchase or you're a company driver, your miles are definitely going to be counted in. And the miles are going to be dependent on the fleet. So for our over-the-road refrigerated division, your miles are going to affect you differently, or I guess the mile count, I should say, is going to be different than somebody who's in the over-the-road flatbed division out of Bessemer, Alabama, or the Midwest refrigerated or Midwest flatbed, or even the Midwest van. So somebody who's in one division is going to have a different mile requirement than someone who's in another one. If you want more specifics on what your mile requirement is, then you need to talk to your fleet manager so that you have the best information on that. And that's just going to be based off of what the averages are at the time. And so again, that's why it's based off of the fleet itself. So that is our third criteria. Now we also have number 4 is going to be your claims. Have you had any claims? It's like one or none. So if you've had any claims for the month, you're going to automatically lose 100 points. Now 100 points, that's going to bring you right back down to 2 cents more per mile. So remember that. Now that I say that, I'm thinking, I think it was 1 cent more per mile. What did I say, 150? So 150 for what was it, the idle time that I was talking about? Okay, anyways, 150, that's going to bring you back down to a penny per mile instead of, you know, a 4 cent mile per race. But with your miles, if you lose 150 points, either you made the mile requirement or you didn't, again, you're going to be dropped down to that penny per mile bonus instead of the 4 cent a mile bonus. We want the bigger number, so let's get up there and take advantage of this bonus that's available to you. And it most definitely is available, especially anybody who's getting the driver of the month or driver of the year. They're getting this 1,000 point on a regular basis. Claims, you automatically lose 100 points if you had any claims. Same with service failures. If you had any driver related, and let's specify, driver related service failures, driver related claims, those are all what's going to count against you. If it's not driver related, then obviously it won't count against you towards your bonus. And with the claims as well as the service failures, they're 100 points each. Now 6, right? Am I on 6? So preventable accidents, that's the next criteria. If you had a preventable accident, it's an automatic 200 point deduction. So you lose the opportunity to get a bonus at that point. Any questions on that whatsoever? The same is going to be with the CSA violation. If you had a CSA violation in that month or the month that you're figuring, then you lose the opportunity to get a bonus for that as well, because that's 200 points. And if you review, as if we take a look again at the breakdown, can you see that? Okay, so if you take a look at the breakdown, if you take 200 points away, then you lose that scorecard bonus payout. Okay. All right, any questions so far on what pays out, what doesn't pay out, and all of that stuff? All of that stuff, that scorecard bonus. Hey, Amy, I missed you. I was too busy talking, didn't see you. Thank you. My Decker shirt. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. Anna says the APU use does not count towards your idle time. Absolutely. Good comment. If you had any questions, if you're wondering about the APU and how that was going to affect you, it definitely helps with cutting down in your idle tremendously. But you still have to be aware that you need to turn off the truck whenever possible. Now, let's talk about winter, because obviously that's going to affect you, especially if you're running a lot of the Northwest. Now, your idle time is going to be a little bit different. If you're running a lot of the Northwest, you're running a lot of cold, you're going to have to, and say it's 0 or -5 or something, you need to be idling that truck. It's a safety risk at that point if you're not idling the truck, because you do not want it to gel. We don't want you to be stranded out somewhere because the truck gelled up. And obviously the fuel that you're using is going to be important. So make sure that you have your fuel additive. Make sure that you are fueling in the proper locations so that we know that you're equipped to be traveling in those areas. Okay, feel free to ask any questions on that as well. All right, am I missing any other comments on there? All right, so more information on the scorecard bonus. The scorecard bonus pays out, basically it's figured and everything by the 10th, and you can access that information on your TransFlow app. And then when you get to paid on it, you're getting paid right around the 15th, so it depends on the pay period. It's usually the 3rd pay period of the month, real close to the 15th. So more details on that scorecard. If you want to view your scorecard, you will have access to it on the TransFlow app. Now, for some reason, if you are not able to view your scorecard on the TransFlow app, let me know so that we can figure out what's going on. The new TransFlow app that we have, it does have some hiccups on it. So some people were able to view their scorecard, some people weren't. And we want to make sure that that information is available to you because, I mean, that's how you determine where you need to make the improvements, if you're doing well, or if you know if you're in the running for the driver of the month or driver of the year. And of course, your monthly bonus. So let me know if that's not working for you. The TransFlow app, we have the older version, which is still accessible to you. Just go to the TransFlow Plus app. And then we have the Decker Truckline TransFlow app that you can also download. Now, the newer one is the Decker Truckline one. Download that. If that's not working, then go back to uninstall all of that and then go back to the old one. But when you're downloading the new one, you need to make sure that the old one has been uninstalled so that the new one works properly. So that is an important key that I think you need to know. But that TransFlow app will help you keep track of what your scorecard bonus is, as well as your Smartdrive. And then if you talk to your fleet manager, when you talk to your fleet manager, they'll tell you, each month they'll let you know what your scorecard is. They'll go over it with you. And for Smartdrive, Patrice likes to go over the Smartdrive numbers with everybody, just kind of touch base with you, let you know what you're doing really well on, some areas that you may need to improve on habit-wise. You might be sitting pretty well, you know, you might have made a lot of improvements and your numbers are great. Remember, 20 points or below, that's going to get you that Smartdrive bonus. And anything that's 825 points or more on the scorecard, 825 to 1,000 points, is going to get you anywhere from 1 to 4 cents more per mile on our scorecard bonus. Any questions on that? All right, excellent. Okay, so let's dive more into the driver of the month. Now, driver of the month criteria, like I said, it is going to be based off of the, see if I can open this up for you. The driver of the month scorecard bonus is going to be based off of not only the Smartdrive, but also the, click on that, there we go. Not only the Smartdrive, but also the scorecard. There we go. I can't do two things at once, I guess. There we go. There's my scoring. Can you guys see that now? I was having troubles getting to it. There we go. Okay, so my scoring. It's based off of your monthly scorecard, your compliance, and your overall performance. And again, as a company driver, you're looking at fuel compliance, idle time, preventable accidents, service failures, weekly miles, your claims and CSA violations, and then your Smartdrive system, or your Smartdrive score. As an owner-operator or lease purchase, you can pretty much just X out this one, fuel compliance, and this one, idle time. But if you don't have a good understanding of how to control those or how to get a good grasp on them, then flat out going to tell you that's going to hurt you on your week-to-week settlements. It's very important to have a good grasp of that. Okay? All right. So let's scroll up here. If I can find my mouse. Nope, I can't find my mouse. All right, imagine if I could. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at the divisions. So the divisions, we've got the Midwest Refrigerated Division. We've got the Western Refrigerated Division. And then we've got the Southern Flatbed Division, as well as our Midwest Flatbed Division. And then we have both our owner-operator and our lease purchase divisions. And then we have our team divisions. So we have 6 divisions for 2020. Now, as I pause for just a moment, we do have 7 divisions for 2019 that will be rewarded on March 6th. The difference is that those who are going to be awarded on March 6th, we're adding the training, or we added the training for 2019. But since we are requiring 3 months of over-the-road tractor-trailer experience here in 2020, the trainers won't be, they won't have that criteria. So they won't meet in any of that criteria. But again, we've got teams, we've got owner-operator lease purchase division, we've got the Midwest refrigerated, Midwest flatbed, over-the-road flatbed based out of Bessemer, Alabama, which we call our Southern flatbed, and our over-the-road refrigerated division, which we out of Missoula, Montana, which we call our Western refrigerated. So those are the different divisions that we'll be reviewing, and each one will be rewarded. You'll have the driver of the month criteria and what all of those are. So again, you'll have the nominees. The nominees will get a $50 Walmart gift card, and then you'll also get a gift from the Decker store. Now, not every division is going to have the same amount of nominees. The Midwest refrigerated, we're going to have 2 nominees available for the Midwest refrigerated. Of course, you do have to meet the criteria. If somebody's not meeting the criteria, then you won't qualify for it. But 2 nominees available for the Midwest refrigerated, and that's because the Midwest refrigerated is our largest division. Now then you take a look at our Midwest flatbed, or our over-the-road flatbed based out of Bessemer, Alabama. It's a smaller division, so we might not have any nominees for the year or for that month. For those who win the driver of the month in any of those divisions, you'll get a $100 Walmart gift card, as well as a $50 gift card to the Decker store. So you can get one of these shirts. Where's my Decker emblem? You can get one of these shirts at the Decker store. And I think, Anna, could you, if you haven't already, can you post the link to the Decker store so anybody who wants to get their hands on that, or just get a hold of Steph, and Steph can order that stuff for you as well. She's awesome. But that's $50 to the Decker store. Let's make sure I'm not missing any comments here since I've been talking away. Okay, cool. All right, so back to the bonuses. So you've got the Walmart gift card, $100 for the winner of the division, and $50 to the Decker store for the winner of the division. That's for the driver of the month. But then you have driver of the year. So let's take a look at some of the benefits that you receive as driver of the year. Nope. There we go. All right, clicking the right thing. So driver of the year, remember we've got the 6 divisions. You get $3,000 in cash. The team drivers, you're gonna split that. $3,000 in cash. And then you've got the driver of the year jacket, driver of the year plaque, and driver of the year tractor decals. That way you can be sporting the driver of the year label, the title, I guess, not label, title, all year round on your tractor. Pretty sharp. So that's the driver of the year awards. $3,000 is the cash award. Of course, you get to be part of this big ceremony here in Fort Dodge, which for 2019 again is on March 6th, just in case you missed the last 3 times I said it. But you'll get $3,000. They will each be rewarded the $3,000. Again, teams are going to split it, and then you'll have the jackets, you'll have the decals, as well as the plaque be rewarded. All of those here in Fort Dodge. So any questions on what you win as a driver of the year, or what the process is? So again, let's start back on our building blocks, kind of walk right through those again. We have the Smartdrive system, which can get you an extra penny per mile raise, but it is used towards the driver of the month criteria, making sure that you meet the Smartdrive system or the Smartdrive score in order to qualify for the driver of the year, driver of the month. There we go. And then you've got the Scorecard bonus, where most of those who are qualifying for the driver of the month, they're averaging 1,000 points. So you need to be one of the top scorers on the on the Scorecard bonus to get driver of the month. That's the basic criteria there. So I do expect 1,000 points in order to qualify for that, because that's just what we've seen in the past. So you've got the Smartdrive system, the scorecard system, and then you're moving into the driver of the month. Then the driver of the month, out of those who qualify, will be voted on by, you've got a combination of the management and operations, the shop, and safety. You've got all those voting on the top individual for driver of the month. From there, anybody who qualified for driver of the month can qualify for driver of the year. Now, you cannot be back-to-back driver of the month, but you can be back-to-back driver of the year. You can ask Chad Hazelton or even the Carnahan team. They've done that a couple of years in a row, but you can be back-to-back driver of the year. To qualify for driver of the year, you must have gotten driver of the month at least once, well, once in this last year would have been 2019. For 2020, you have to be a driver of the month at least once in 2020. There we go. It's hard for me to spit out, but I got it. So be driver of the month for 2020. So that means that your scorecard bonus and your Smartdrive bonus would have qualified you for driver of the month, therefore qualifying you for driver of the year. And then again, the same type of criteria for driver of the year. You'll be voted on by the different departments, and the top individual will then be rewarded the driver of the year for $3,000, a jacket, a driver of the year jacket, as well as a driver of the year plaque and driver of the year decals. And celebrating along with the rest of us in the ceremony, which will probably be after the first quarter next in 2021. Okay, so driver of the year. From there, the top drivers in each division will then go into a pool, be reevaluated based off of your year-long scorecard. So we'll look at the scorecard for each month. We'll look at your Smartdrive score for each month. And then the same voting criteria for the top voters. So if it's a tie, then it will then be distributed for voting within the different departments. Within the safety and operations and shop and all of that. Any questions on that? If not, and I know the questions aren't coming in as fast as I am talking, but if you have any questions, put in the chat. Let's answer it for you. So if you qualify for driver of the year, you have that opportunity to win the grand champion, which is the grand prize of all of it. That's $15,000 in cash, also awarded during the driver of the year ceremony, this year being in March, and along with a lot of our drivers who are qualifying for the million mile, the 2 million mile, the 3 million mile, and 4 million mile. Last year, I should have double checked, but I think last year we had 4 million mile winners. Was that right? That were awarded during the ceremony. I'll have to double check on that because I can't remember. But it's a big awards ceremony. You'll have, I'm not sure if it'll be more towards the morning where you'll have a breakfast buffet, or if it'll be more in the afternoon when you have lunch. But that's all part of the ceremony itself. Any questions on the driver of the year, driver of the month, grand champion? I mean, we've gone through quite a few bonuses, and yes, they are not all of our bonuses here at Decker, because we do have a sign-on bonus, pays out on your 1-year anniversary. For most divisions, it's $2,500. You do need to run a minimum of 100,000 miles in the flatbed division and 110,000 miles in the refrigerated division. And then we have our referral bonus. That one's quite hefty, anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500 per driver, paid out within 90 days of hire, of the referred driver's hire. And so several different bonuses that we have that are available to you. Any questions on that so far? I will get to the different positions that we have available too, so to answer some of you guys' questions on that, I'll get to those in just a moment. But I wanted to make sure that the bonus structure was crystal clear, and that if you had any questions, we could go over those. Absolutely. Okay, cool. So for truck driver bonuses, here at Decker Truck Line, you've got the scorecard bonus. You have the referral bonus, you have the driver of the month bonus, you have the driver of the year bonus, you have the Smartdrive bonus, and of course the grand champion bonus, as well as any referral bonuses that you might have. So let's just have bonuses in a nutshell. So for available positions that we have right now, we do have a home daily if you live in Fort Dodge, Iowa, or pretty darn close to it. It's a hopper position, and yes, we don't have a lot of hopper positions, but this is a hopper position going back and forth between Fort Dodge, Iowa, and Blair, Nebraska, and it pays per load. So it pays $250, let me rephrase it pays per shift. So per shift, $250 for Monday through Friday shifts, and $275 for the for the Saturday and Sunday shifts. So the shift itself starts at 11 p.m. So most definitely you'll be doing night driving. So it's a 9 p.m., 9 or 11 p.m. shift, but I'm pretty sure it's the 11 p.m. that's available right now. And it's about an 8-hour shift each time. So $250 for Monday through Friday. If you're working a Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be $275 for the shift. And it's a 2 on, 2 off, 3 on, 3 off shift. So every other weekend, basically what that means is every other weekend, you're going to have a Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. So crystal clear on that one? If you live in the Fort Dodge area and you're interested in that hopper position, then get a hold of our recruiting department at 888-668 888-668-0698. There we go. It's right there. 888-668-0698. And then you can also apply online at drivedecker.com. Cool. All right, so that's the one. We have a local position out of Bessemer, Alabama. This is a flatbed position, and we do require that you have flatbed experience. Reason being is it does involve coils, and we want to make sure that you are comfortable and have a good understanding of how to secure, that's the word I wanted, how to secure the coils onto the tractor or onto the trailer. Please don't put them on the tractor. So the securement, if you're not familiar with that, I do have a link to a video for you of Tanner showing you how to properly secure the coils. But we are looking for somebody with experience. It's a Monday through Friday position. It usually starts at about 7 a.m. Might be a random Saturday here or there, but it's usually Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. and it's $17 an hour for that shift. So more questions on that, you can address them either in the chat right now or at 888-668-0698. All right, so those are our 2 local positions. We have a flatbed division, well, I guess flatbed runs that are short haul. If you live in Fort Dodge, if you live in Fort Dodge, Iowa, Omaha, Nebraska, Sioux City, Iowa, or Sioux Falls, South Dakota, we do have options for short haul in the flatbed division that will guarantee you $1,000 and getting home multiple times a week. Now, the number of times a week depends on where you live. So if you live in Fort Dodge, you're going to be able to get home more often than if you live in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So it's still probably about 3 times a week out of Sioux Falls that we can get you home. But in Fort Dodge, you're going to be able to get home more often. Those are going to be shorter runs. It is a short haul position with the guaranteed pay of $1,000. If you have questions on that, aim them towards the chat or at 888-668-0698. I think I have the number here, right there. Right there. That's right. There you go. All right. We have guaranteed pay in the Midwest flatbed for weekly home time as well. So if you live, let's narrow this down for you. If you live from Mason City, Iowa to Fort Dodge, Iowa, over to Chicago, Illinois, up to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, back down to Mason City, if you live along that route, for our flatbed, we can guarantee you $13.50 a week. So $13.50 a week. We do train in flatbed. So if you have, 3 months experience or more in tractor trailer, but you don't have flatbed experience, no worries. We will train you, or we can train you. And that's part of our orientation for flatbed. Now, if you're looking to be part of the over-the-road flatbed division based out of Bessemer, Alabama, we do require 6 months of over-the-road tractor trailer experience in that division. So just a heads up on that so you are well aware of the difference there. Okay, so back to that $13.50 a week for the Midwest flatbed. We do hire in other locations in the Midwest for our flatbed division, but it's going to pay per mile. So per mile pay, there we go, per mile pay is 47 to 54 cents a mile. And again, that's your home time is going to be based off of where you live. So if you have any question on whether or not the guaranteed pay is available in your area, or what kind of home time we have in your area, or if we even have anything, just give us a call, let us know where you live, and we can give you more specifics on that. So again, the number here is 888-668-0698 to get a hold of one of the recruiters and find out what's available in your area. But the pay per mile is 47 to 54 cents a mile based off your experience for flatbed. But again, the $13.50 guaranteed pay is anywhere from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to Mason City, Iowa to Fort Dodge, Iowa to Chicago, back up to Milwaukee. So anywhere along that route can qualify you for that $13.50 a week. Okay. Now we have guaranteed pay in the Midwest refrigerated division as well. That one's $12.50 a week. If you live in Kansas City, it's a great spot for it. Got a lot of freight in the Kansas City area for a refrigerated division, as well as anywhere from Omaha, Nebraska to Chicago on I-80 and Albert Lea, Minnesota to Chicago on I-90. So along those routes, we also have that $12.50 a week Midwest guaranteed pay for the refrigerated division. Now, if you're wondering about other positions in the Midwest, same thing goes to you. Get a hold of one of the recruiters at 888-668-0698. Talk to them, find out what we have available for home time out of your area and what other options we might have out of your area as well, because we do have some drive-in along Lincoln, Nebraska, or along I-80 from Lincoln, Nebraska to Gary, Indiana. We also have some down in Atlanta, Hartwell, Georgia. We have some in Anderson, South Carolina. So we've got a couple of different locations that have flatbed. Same pay as our refrigerated division, anywhere from 40 to 50 cents a mile, depending on your experience. Now for our over-the-road refrigerated based out of Missoula, Montana, we pay anywhere from 38 to 48 cents a mile. Again, all based off of experience. And then, of course, the number of miles is based off of more of how you manage your time. But, we've got the Epic View, so that, you're not going to have to worry about scheduling around your football games or I guess coming out of football, but March Madness or any races that you might be wanting to watch, or series, TV shows, or whatever. Don't worry, you can do the in-motion recording and just watch it when you're free, when you've got time. So any questions whatsoever on what we have available and what our pay is in some of those areas? All right. And Anna has gone ahead and put the number up here, but you guys, you've got it right here. 888-668-0698. Talk to one of the recruiters, get more details on what we've got available for you in your area. Every area is different, and depending on the freight, we might, and who's recently come aboard, we may have more available in your area than another. So let us know. Always, customer service is always booking more loads to keep you guys busy. All right, cool. Right, any questions on the bonus structures and how to qualify for a bonus here at Decker Truck Line, or what would qualify a truck driver for a bonus, monthly bonus here at Decker? All right, well then I think we answered it. I think we did a good job. Thanks, Anna. I appreciate your help. So if you guys have any other questions, just hit us up. Get a hold of us at 888-668-0698. Otherwise, we feel that you are well informed on how to get a bonus and how that pays out. Definitely doable. You can get that extra 5 cents a mile between your scorecard and your Smartdrive bonus every single month. And if you're getting that every single month, most likely you're going to be on Driver of the Month. At least your eyeballs, you're going to be in front of everybody at least for Driver of the Month one of those times. And then from there, possibly Driver of the Year. And that's when more and more money comes at you. $3,000 for Driver of the Year per division. And then the Grand Champion, $15,000 all at once. So if your significant other has a vacation planned for you, that'll pay for it. All right. Okay, well, I will let you guys be. Do not forget to subscribe to us. You'll be able to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you don't miss every Tuesday. We go live at noon Central, and just follow us there. But make sure that you click the bell, because if you click the bell, that will make sure that you are notified each time we go live so that you don't miss out. And that's, right then and there. Of course, Facebook. We go live every Monday at 4 p.m. Central on our Facebook channel. If you are a Decker driver, currently a professional driver here at Decker, make sure that you follow us on our group chat, which is truck driver support on Facebook. And of course you can get a hold of us on some of the other locations as well. So you can click on drivedecker.com to fill out an application if you aren't already with Decker and you want to come aboard. And of course, follow us on Instagram and LinkedIn and everything else. We've got all those channels there for you so that you can see it. Here you go. That's where they are, right there. All right, I have taken up enough of your time. Let us know if there's any other help that we can provide for you, any additional information that you would like. And please check out our YouTube channel because we have a whole lot of information on there. Trainings, there's Trucking 101, there's several different playlists that'll help you or help answer some of those questions for you so that you know whether it's Decker specific or if it's just for the industry itself, making sure that you're well informed, well educated on everything. And of course, you can always get a hold of us for more answers to your questions at 888-668-0698. Well, happy Valentine's Day week, right? Happy Valentine's Day week, if that's a thing for you. Might not be a thing for you. But I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the week and take care. Please be safe. You never know when the weather's coming. And I just ask that you watch out. All right, take care, you guys. Thank you.